It's Positively Muskegon. Andy O'Reilly today at the Fricano Event Center. Amanda Robertson is with me. She is with the Every Woman's Place and Webster House here in Muskegon. Very dear charity to a lot of people in town, and they do a lot of incredible work. Let's talk about some of the work that you guys are doing currently. I mean, you've got everything a woman really needs if she finds herself in a time of crisis.
Correct.
What's the first step?
First step really is reaching out for help.
Yeah.
We have a 24-hour crisis line, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year.
You're not nervous, are you?
Not at all.
Not nervous? Relax. Take a deep breath. See, I'm nervous too when I come on camera because I'm used to being on the radio. I look better on the radio too, don't I? Nothing to worry about.
Yeah.
So 24/7, 365, you guys are right there.
Yes. And that number is 231
Yep.
722 3333.
3333.
We want everyone to know that number.
Okay.
Because whether someone is finding themselves a victim of domestic violence or sexual assault, we want them to reach out. Because
Immediately.
we can help.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's one of these things where women and well, anybody in an abusive relationship really is kind of scared.
Oh, absolutely. That's the basis of this violence.
Yeah.
Particularly domestic violence. I mean, the reason that, people always ask, well, why doesn't she leave? Well, because it's so rooted in fear, isolation, and those basic things where your self-worth is gone.
Yeah.
You're dependent upon this other person for everything.
Yeah.
Not only emotional and psychological, but financial. You're talking if there's kids in the picture, if there's pets in the picture. Imagine leaving your animal that you love behind with someone who is so terrible.
I mean, you're talking with me, I'd be gone in a minute. But but then again, I've gotten to the point in relationships in the past where, and not to say that I was ever in an abusive relationship or anything, but you get to a point where you just know you can't go anymore.
Right.
Luckily, I was in the mindset that it's like, okay, no matter what I lose, it's still cheaper than living through this.
Right.
But people can't get to that
Right.
sometimes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Especially domestic violence, because this is a cycle of abuse.
Yeah.
Imagine someone taking over your life and basically not allowing you to have any contact with friends or family. No social support whatsoever. No network. So you're completely isolated. You're enduring this abuse behind closed doors. Whether you're still going to work or still going to church, no one knows what you're going through.
Yeah.
And, they're telling you every single day that they're the only ones who love you. They're the only ones who will ever be by your side. They're the only ones who will take care of you. And when you hear that day in and day out, and you go through this cycle, this what we call the power and control wheel, where someone truly takes all the power you have and they use it against you, it's a very entrapped place to be. And that's why we have to be there to help.
No thanks. It's unbelievable that somebody would even consider that, and to think in today's day and age that it still goes on, even with all the social media and everything, they're just stuck.
Absolutely. Yeah. And the thing about both domestic violence and sexual violence is that it crosses every boundary we have.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what race you are, what socioeconomic class, where you live, where you grew up. It doesn't matter any of that.
Yeah.
Domestic violence impacts 1 in 4 women in their lifetime. 1 in 4. And rape and sexual assault affects 1 in 5 women.
No kidding.
So I always encourage people, when you're out and about, whether you're at church or work or classroom, look around and look at the number of people you're with, look at the number of women. Think of the statistics. 1 in 4 will be impacted by domestic violence. 1 in 5 will be impacted by sexual violence.
That's just sickening. It's hard to believe.
It's absolutely heartbreaking.
So the work that you guys do is essential to the community, and like I said in the article, it'd be nice if we didn't have to have this conversation.
We want to put ourselves out of business.
But we do, and it takes a little bit of money to run the place.
It does.
As it does everything. So you guys have got one of the best fundraisers that I've ever even heard of, to be honest with you. And just to be a part of the photo shoot the other day, that was great. I mean, you had some serious contenders of important people here in town that want to make a difference. Let's talk about Power of the Purse.
Power of the Purse. Power of the Purse is in its 3rd year this year.
Okay.
We're holding it October 13th. It's a Thursday evening right here at Fricano's place.
Okay. Beautiful place.
We will be packing this room.
Yeah, I heard you packing.
We've sold out with 2 previous years, and we are on track to sell out again.
Good.
As of before I left the office today, we had just about 20 tickets left.
That's it.
That's it. So we're going to be sold out again, and
Okay.
the evening is just a wonderful time to celebrate women. to celebrate something that many of us love. Some of us may have a slight addiction of, and that's the purse. And just to really to support such an important organization and important work that we do.
And I can see where there may be a little bit of an addiction to the purse, because for the photo shoot, I had a hard time giving my purse up.
I know.
I cried.
And you had a beautiful one. And you know, some of those models who have done this photo shoot with us for several years, and I'm going to say DJ Hilson, our wonderful prosecutor, he's very picky every year about his purse. He has a very specific one that he wants to carry, and it's an amazing thing. And part of this modeling in this photo shoot came from the concept that domestic violence and sexual violence are not just women's issues.
No.
They impact men.
Sure.
Men are victims. And more importantly, just as importantly, men are part of the solution.
Yeah.
We as a community have to be talking about it together. It's not just a women's issue. It impacts us all.
Yeah, don't bury your head in the sand because it's not going away.
Exactly. So to see men, some of our local celebrities are just leaders in the community, stand up, model with a purse, and stand up for those who haven't been able to stand up for themselves.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite things to do.
So you've got silent auctions, you've got live auctions.
Yep.
You've got a little runway program.
Correct.
Oh
Yep.
boy.
Oh yeah. If you come to the event, there's basically no way to leave without a new purse.
Really?
Unless you don't want to, because we have a deals and steals section, which are just items that are gently used and for sale, and usually no more than $10.
Okay.
And that's purses, jewelry, accessories, anything like that. Then we have our silent auction, and those are gently used and or brand new designer purses. And then the higher end purses are the ones modeled by our live.
The expensive stuff.
Yes.
The Dooney and Burks, the Gucci's.
Exactly.
And all that kind of.
Kate Spade, all of it. That goes into the live auction, and those purses are modeled by our gentleman models.
I thought it was good. I thought you'd be impressed by the Dooney and Burke thing.
I actually wasn't quite, but you did have a little bit of a heads up doing the model shoot.
What else goes on? I mean, I would imagine there's some music and fun.
Yeah, it's just a really wonderful evening of women and men getting together and shopping, sharing, having a wonderful evening. We have great food provided by Fricano's and Paris Hospitality, great drinks, great atmosphere, and it's an amazing evening.
Yep.
You come into these doors and there's energy like no other, and it really is a unique night here in our community.
Sounds like a good time. Do any of the auction guys? What do we call them? What are they?
We call them models.
Models. All right. Do any of them get bid on themselves?
We don't necessarily encourage that.
No?
However, there is definitely, the men tend to have a little bit of a competition between themselves.
Do they really?
As to who gets the highest bid for their purse. So you can imagine that gets a little lively.
Yeah.
It's all in good fun.
Yeah, it's a good time.
Yeah.
All the links are here on Positively Muskegon. The work never ends for Amanda Robertson and everybody at Every Woman's Place in the Webster House. Come down, get your tickets quick. You heard they're selling out. Make sure you get them ahead of time. Come down and be a part of the solution and help this great organization and have a lot of fun doing it here at the Fricano's Event Center. Amanda Robertson from Big Brothers Big Sisters, thanks again.
Every Woman's Place.
Every Woman's Place. I just got done with Big Brothers Big Sisters.
It's okay.
Ay caramba, Andy's working too much. Every Woman's Place, all the links are right here for Power of the Purse. Thanks for tuning in.